It's messy, but it's worth it. And it's like the best way to start the day. Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. I've never done a daily vlog. I don't feel like a daily vlogger, but what the hell, here we are. Actually today, my game plan is to take you guys along for a day in my life. Today, the main focus is gonna be me showing you what I eat in a day. I've gotten so many questions about this over the last, I don't know, 100 years that I've been on the internet. I love healthy food, I love eating, and I also feel like healthy food does not need to taste like cardboard. It can actually taste amazing and be super nourishing and give you energy to like get through your day. So today I'm just gonna show you guys what I eat. I'm gonna give you all the Okay, so this is already kind of failing because my camera already died. Like I was saying, the plan here is for me to just show you my favorite recipes, what I eat on a daily basis. I have to be honest though, this day already got started on like not the best foot. I got up at 5:30 a.m., which is my normal go-to, and the plan was for me to go work out and then come home and show you guys my breakfast, etc. But I was running really late to the workout class. So instead, I went to Whole Foods and spent $80 on one bag of groceries. Just got to Whole Foods. Let's see if I can get out of this place without spending. I would say $50, but like that's not gonna happen. If there's one thing I love, it's a snobby grocery store. And for me, Whole Foods is definitely in that category. So I'm about to go into Whole Foods and get a few little items because that's what I'm doing today and I'm hungry. Well, just as I imagined, I'm leaving Whole Foods with one bag of food that costs $80. Would you guys believe that the pine nuts cost $13, which is not out of the ordinary? We always call pine nuts the snobbiest of nuts because, fun fact, pine nuts come out of pine cones and whoever's harvesting them has to like pluck them out individually. Yeah, it's wild. Anyways, my groceries and I are headed home to eat breakfast. I'm starving. So I'm obviously home now. Here's everything I got. I'm just gonna kind of unbag it right now. I always like to keep this chopped kale on hand. This is great because it's really finely chopped. Also, what I love to do with this is put some of it in the freezer and use it in smoothies because it's almost like ice shards and you cannot taste the greenery at all. Oh, I also got some dry roasted almonds because over here on this shelf, we have 3 canisters. One is pasta, one is popcorn, and one always has almonds, just like for little grab and go snacks. Then these, you guys, this brand, Siete, is my absolute obsession. For any of you out there who are gluten-free or grain-free, this is what you need to get into. They do these with chickpea flour and they also do these with almond flour. I just really like the consistency of the cassava flour. I'm gonna use these for my breakfast tacos this morning. I got a red onion. I got these, the snobbiest of nuts. You don't use a lot of these when you're cooking. Just a little bit goes a long way, and I like to add these as a crunch to like pasta or on a salad. I got these shaved Brussels sprouts. These are gonna be for the salad that I'm gonna make for lunch, which I'm really excited about because I just got the recipe. I got green olives. I got some chickpeas, also for the salad today. Some salam, some fresh pico. There's just something about fresh pico on a breakfast taco that really starts the day right. Some coffee, even though right now the first thing I'm gonna do is show you guys my matcha recipe. I've been trying to kick back on coffee and I've been really successful, but sometimes on the weekends, I'll still allow myself to have a little sippy. Last in my bag are these Noon hydration tablets. I really struggle with staying hydrated, which is really weird because I drink a lot of water. These have added electrolytes. Anyways, that's what I got at Whole Foods. I'm not embarrassed to say it cost $80. Right now I'm gonna show you guys how I really start my day as of late is not with coffee, which is incredibly depressing to me. And that's matcha. David's Tea. Have you guys heard of David's Tea? Molly Burke turned me on to David's Tea because it's a Canadian brand and she's Canadian. And they were so kind, they sent me like a whole matcha set. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make that right now. And then we're gonna jump into the breakfast tacos. So low key, I feel like I've become a matcha expert, honestly out of sheer necessity. I usually doll out just 2 or 3 scoops of the matcha into a bowl like this. Right here in this pot, I have some boiling water. You're actually supposed to use the water right before it starts boiling, but sometimes I struggle to do that just because like timing can be challenging. Take a few scoops of the matcha. There's one. Here's another one. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this water and just pour it into the bowl. Here's why they call this ceremonial matcha too. Actually, I don't know the history on this if any of you do. So there's this whisk, which is a matcha whisk, which David's Tea also sent me. You just get in there and you whisk up the matcha powder so that there are no clumps because sometimes it can get kind of clumpy. It takes usually like a few minutes to do. And then concurrently, I have to decide, do I want an iced matcha or do I want a hot matcha? I am a hot bev gal. So at the same time, what I've been doing is heating up some almond milk. I like just a little bit of almond milk, not a ton. So I'm gonna put it all together right now and show you guys how gorgeous and aesthetic this breakfast bev looks. Isn't that satisfying? Look at the steam. This is my steamy almond milk. I just got this almond milk from Trader Joe's. I always try to get the version that is unsweetened. One of my goals just in health in general and not related to anything other than my energy levels and my general health is to eliminate any unnecessary added sugars. So I have my matcha here. And then I go in with some stevia, just got this at Trader Joe's, and just add like a small little dollop. This is really concentrated, so you don't want to add a lot. I go in, I do a little stir, 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 take a sip. And the good thing about matcha, if you're trying to get away from caffeine, is that it does have caffeine, but it doesn't have enough or the type that really like spikes you up and down and makes you feel like, "Woo!" Before we jump into the food, one last thing with beverages. So at the start of the day, what I'll do, grab one of these tablets, throw that in, and then I'll also take a scoop of this bulletproof collagen. Take a scoop of that, put it in, add water, shake it up. I'm gonna be real with you, I think this stuff is great, but it tastes terrible, which is why I always use it at the same time as one of these hydration tablets because these are freaking delicious. So I'm gonna shake this up and then we'll move all the way over to the other side of the kitchen right here to start making breakfast. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen this recipe, but I had such a wild response, positive response to this super easy breakfast taco recipe. And also I just want to eat it today that I thought I would share it here also. When you see how easy and how aesthetically pleasing this recipe is and also how healthy it is, I hope that you make it at home. Just start out with one small to medium sized pan and you'll see why in a second. Just gonna take a little bit of olive oil. So I'm just gonna do a little drizz, let that heat up for a moment. The other items you're gonna need are eggs. We like the cage-free eggs from Trader Joe's. Obviously the grain-free siete tortillas. And then like cheese of choice, or you don't have to use cheese, or you could do vegan cheese. I think cheddar is better for this recipe, honestly. Ooh! Let me turn that down a little. And then I'm just gonna do probably, let's say 3 to 4 egg whites. You could do 2 whole eggs if you wanted. I actually think there are a lot of really great health properties with egg yolks. I just don't like the way they taste. So regardless of how many eggs you use, the primary and important goal is that the egg mixture covers the entire pan. You wanna let that really cook up. I like my eggs fried, so I'm just gonna let this really go for it. And you'll see why it needs to cover the whole pan in just a second. And then what you wanna do is grab one of your tortillas, but before you do that, you must add the cheese because that gives the tortilla something to stick to. You guys, I like a lot of cheese. So we got the cheese on there, throw the tortilla on. The cheese will melt onto the tortilla, and then we'll see how magical this taco is. Literally 3 minutes later, here's the breakfast taco. I know it doesn't really look like it, but look at this. I'm gonna take the whole entire thing, transfer it onto a plate. We're almost there, you guys. You can garnish it now with whatever you would like. I'm gonna do some avocado and some fresh pico because I love adding any opportunity I have avocado to a meal. It's just such a great source of healthy fat. And just like that, breakfast is served. This is gorgeous. I feel like we need to give this like a little moment of its own. And can you guys believe this is super, super healthy? Grain-free, gluten-free, vegetarian. It's messy, but it's worth it. And it's like the best way to start the day. While I'm eating, I usually will grab the water mixture that I've made and all of my supplements and vitamins. Doctor prescribed, okay? I'm not just like finding these on the streets myself. I always wait until I'm eating or right after I've eaten to take all my vitamins because otherwise it's like barf central. So I have to be really, really disciplined about that. So now that that's done, today's actually kind of a weird day. Typically on weekdays, I'm always very regimented about working out, having breakfast, and then sitting down to work for like at least a solid 6 hours, maybe more on some days, especially right now that our new series On the Flip is out. Have you guys watched it? Do you like our home flipping series? I hope that you do. Please go check it out because we worked so hard on it. We worked so hard to make it for you guys, and we just hope that you enjoy it. Anyways, it's been a lot of work, so I've been working a lot. I missed my workout, so I'm gonna try to go work out. I'm gonna try to go hit a workout class or something somewhere else around town. And then we actually have to like clean this house because it's explosive. This place is so little that we trash it immediately. Tomorrow we have to go out of town, and I have a strict rule that I never go out of town with a messy house. So I'm about to head into something called jump board Pilates, which is like Pilates machine that has a board at the end of it and you like jump off of it. And it sounds kind of dumb, but you guys, it's so hard. But back to the food, that's why we're doing this. I have this little satchel. This is one of those little silicone reusable plastic bags. And I have a bunch of the dry roasted almonds in here, just like a handful, not a ton. I also have my huge Yeti water bottle, and I will finish this during the class. Time for me to get in there. I kept stop procrastinating. So my hair is like a really good indication of what I just went through. It was chaotic, it was fantastic. I'm also freaking starving, so I need to go home and eat. We are back home. I'm back home. I'm gonna make this amazing chopped salad. It's a recipe that is really inspired by one of my girlfriends, Danny, where you at? I'm just gonna kind of make it my own. Normally for lunch, I eat leftovers because we love leftovers in this house. If we don't have leftovers though, usually I'll just make like a kitchen sink salad, whatever I have leftover inside of the fridge. But this is gonna be a little more organized. It's gonna be a chopped salad with shaved Brussels sprouts, arugula, little chopped salami, some olives, some toasted garbanzos, etc. You'll see. It's gonna be great. I also like to really play with textures in my salads. I like to have something warm, whether that's like a rice, barley, couscous. I'm gonna do the warm garbanzos, and then I like textures like crunch. So we're gonna do little pine nuts too. So this is all the stuff that I had in the fridge. Granted, I planned a little bit more out today, but because I'm using Brussels sprouts, these can tend to be like just really like harsh and hard. So I'm gonna throw these in a bowl and make the salad dressing right away so that these kind of soften up just a tad. Are y'all ready for literally the easiest and most delicious salad dressing recipe of all time? 1 whole lemon, some crushed black pepper, coarse sea salt, and olive oil, and then our mystery ingredient is Dijon mustard. I don't always use this, but today I'm kind of feeling it because I think it's gonna go with our flavs. Take the olive oil, use a lot. So I don't know, that's probably like 3 tablespoons if I had to venture. I just do this to like taste. So this is probably like almost a tablespoon of Dijon, a bunch of crushed black pepper. We love pepper in this house. You can see that this is sea salt. So I'm just gonna grab a little smidge, drop that in, and then these whole lemons. This acid in citrus fruit really adds to all the flavors. It really highlights the other flavors. There we go, put the little lid on, and then just, and you guys, there you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the Brussels sprouts in the bowl and add this right on top so they can get a little soft. Now it's time to get to a little bit of chopping for the stuff that's going to go into the chopped salad later. I'm gonna chop up this salami. You wouldn't have to do this if you're a vegan. You can just like cut this out and it'll still be a really amazing salad. Also gonna cut up some of this red onion. I love red onion in a chopped salad. Some tomatoes, so I'm gonna do that right now. Everything is chopped. I'm gonna put this on top of the salad. I'm not gonna like mix it up or anything. I'm just gonna put this on top of the salad. I'm gonna do like a handful of this shredded mozzarella, but you could use cheese of your choice. Also gonna do a little bit of this arugula, and I'm gonna add in some large black olives. I'm gonna probably cut them in half. So I've added all of the elements that I was telling you I was chopping. I'm gonna put the lid on, and now we're gonna do a quick little toast of these pine nuts and also these garbanzos. If you have not had a crisp garbanzo, you're not living. The garbanzos are getting toasty, and as soon as I feel like these are pretty crispy, I'm actually gonna put the pine nuts in here. You do need to be careful that the pine nuts don't burn. They burn pretty easily because of the natural oils. So I'm gonna take these out, add these to the salad, and I'm hungry. Look at these, you guys. Let me just try one. Crispy on the outside, kind of soft on the inside, which is actually gonna be perfect. Shake it up. I'm gonna plate this baby. Okay, get out of town. The Brussels sprouts, olives, the tomatoes, the onion, the mozzarella. This took probably 15 minutes and it's gorgeous. It is time to take the first bite. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of everything on there. Here we go. This is so good, and it's gonna keep you like very full for a very long time because these Brussels sprouts are hearty. We're gonna have leftovers for days, but these Brussels sprouts are so intense that they can handle having the dressing on them, so it's not gonna be like a gross, slimy, wilted salad. This is the stuff, y'all. Somehow it's almost 7 o'clock, which is very late for us to be eating dinner, but on the real, I've had a lot of technological issues with my laptop. It's been really grinding my gears, so that means it's time for a cocktail. Not that I'm trying to cope with my issues using alcohol, because I don't recommend that whatsoever, but I do like to finish my day with just like something very mild. So I'm just gonna do a little spritz. My favorite spritz is a little bit of wine, a little bit of sugar-free soda. I love a Fresca, and then you'll see how I garnish it. So I just put about that much much wine in. Then I crack open this Fresca, pour it in. I like to grab a big artisanal ice cube. And last but not least, if I'm really feeling good, finish it off with some frozen fruit. And how amazing is that? Yum. Now it's time for us to get to dinner. Chris and I love cooking together, and tonight we're gonna do a pasta bake, but you'll see why I love it when we get to the actual nudes. I'm gonna do a big piece of cheese. I'm gonna do a bunch of cut up tomatoes and maybe some other veggies, and then just put it in the stove and let this just roast into glory. So here's what I'm gonna put into the pasta bake officially. I have this big hunk of Parmesan. I also have just like some veggies that I don't want to go bad. All the mushrooms I have. I'm gonna use the rest of the tomato that I have, and I'm gonna use a ton of this kale. So I've just cut up a bunch of Parmesan. I cut this into chunks because this is a lot harder to melt. Then I did a bunch of kale, some tomatoes, and then some mushrooms. And now we're going to like fully douse this with olive oil, top it with garlic, salt, and pepper. Let's get that going, and then we're gonna put it in the oven. I have it going at 350 right now, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on it because this is not like a real recipe. This is a Jaws recipe. Okay, I want 2 huge spoonfuls right on top of the parm.
What did they say? Heaping piles?
So it doesn't look particularly appetizing yet.
But it will.
P.S. I covered it with foil so it doesn't burn. But now we wait. Okay, it's been inside the oven for 25 minutes. Oh yeah, this looks good. So I'm gonna just kind of stir it up. You can see some of the parm in there. And then right over here, I have a box of Hearts of Palm pasta from Trader Joe's. Because this is so hot, it's definitely gonna warm it up. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this mozzarella that we have over here. Just put that on top. Who doesn't like a cheese pull? And if we need to, we might just even like throw this back in the oven for like literally 2 minutes. And that's it. Thanks for your patience. Oh my gosh. These Hearts of Palm noodles are as close as you can get to real pasta without it being real pasta. They're so yummy, and with all the veggies in here and of course all the cheese. Can't wait to take a bite. This has been about what I've been eating, but you love food so much more than it. He added some extra pepper. Why don't you take a bite? Okay, what do you think?
My face says it all. Bomb.
Oh wow, the stuff that dreams are made of. This is so amazing. We'll definitely be making this again.
It's good.
But that's the cool thing, you guys, with these pasta bakes, you can really mix it up and just kind of throw in whatever you have inside of your fridge. But you do you, and we're gonna do us. Thanks so much for hanging out today, finding out a little bit about what we like to eat, what I like to cook. I had a really good time, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also gonna share all the recipes below in the info section, as well as anything that I can link to. You guys hit the comments and let me know if you even like these kind of videos. And be sure to check out our brand new series On the Flip.
Hit the notification bell, that's the important thing.
And with that, you guys, it's time for me to eat, and it's time for me to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Good night and good luck.
I think the hunger is really getting to him. Okay, this video's over.